I can do it. Almost to the bloody butt. I don't care about blood. Get me. Touch. Help the guys. Get it fast. Too fast. Fast. Okay, Becca, I'm sorry I said that I wrote the book by myself. Welcome to Tiger Talk, episode 49. I'm one of your hosts, Scott Ryan.
And I am your other host, Becca Moore.
Wonderful. And how are you today, Nate? Welcome to the show.
Good, Scott. Thanks for having me on.
And what about this shirt? I feel like it's new.
This thing?
Yeah.
This is just, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, we got an Obi and a swoop.
Good shirt. Yeah, stripe on it.
Yeah. Do we sell this shirt or no?
No, this is a coach's issue. Sorry.
You're out of luck, Scott.
Interesting. We're going to get host shirts. Well, let's see how they feel. And so as always, we are here with two players. We'll let them introduce themselves and give their number and position that they play.
Jameer Gamble, 21, running back.
Tyler Hackenbrack, 24, safety.
And
Hunter.
Yeah. Don't forget the punting.
Yeah.
Pretty important.
Pretty important.
Now I'm being forced to say this. This is the people, those of you who are not paying attention on episode 9. We're done with punt or no punt. Last week, there were all kinds of comments. We don't play games on Tiger Talk during playoffs. This is serious business. We only do that in the regular season episodes. So for those of you wondering about punt or no punt, that's over. Same with our trivia thing. So thanks for watching, comments. Okay, so let's start with our win over LIcking Hieghts. Let's start with you, Mookie. Tell me how you won the game. How did it happen for you? Let's get a recap of the game.
I feel like we started out very slow in the beginning, but like as the game went on, we started to pick it up and found our motor.
How many times did you have the ball before you scored?
Pretty sure one time. We scored on a drive. Yeah.
One time. That's not a slow start. Don't believe the internet. You did not have a slow start. I don't mean to tell you you're wrong. Welcome to the show. But no, that's what the internet says. Not true.
Yeah. So in case you don't know, this is what I love about like Mookie, because they don't read comments, but so if you follow, what is it, like Tiger Tales of the Orange and Black or something? A guy did kind of like I don't know, like a funny thing. And he said, people were saying, oh, the Tigers started out so slow and poor Jameer Gamble couldn't run behind that line. But Jameer actually finished with 164 yards and 2 scores. So good for you. I don't know what game people were watching.
And just to be clear, that person was being sarcastic. So he wasn't saying that. He went through Russ Venables, who's very nice to us on the show. He actually gave the facts of the game and then posted social media comments. It's a very funny post about people losing their mind. The Tigers did great. 41-6 is a respectable win. Tyler? Do you want me to argue with you? You better watch your answer because I am spicy today.
I feel like we played pretty good, but we had a couple of errors that we shouldn't have made. But I think we're going to pick that up throughout the rest of the year and get it together and really start whooping people the rest of the year.
Do you feel it's like, I just wonder as a player, it's hard for me coming off a big week 10. Do you feel like you're still recovering from week 10? Or are you tired? I mean, because you guys, you have to go through so much, and there's a buildup your whole entire lives. because you live here and you've been here for a while, and like, do you feel like that, or can you focus?
I mean, so it's like in between, honestly. Like we can focus, but like after week 10, it's hard. I mean, it's a big win. Come off a big win.
What about for you, Tyler?
The one thing like I've always noticed about it is everybody's always like real hyped for the McKinley game, and all the fans are there and the crowd's all there, and then as soon as we hit week 11, it's like the juices drop. Like there's like maybe 1/3 of the people at the game. People are like issues with everything, complaining a lot, and I think people should just show up more and just really support us more than they do.
Yeah, so you should be there for week 11. That's what our guys are saying, and these guys have been playing for a year, so we need you there week 11. I like that. Well, and now week 12. Yeah.
What do you think, Coach? Do you subscribe to that they were sluggish?
I thought we had some mistakes that we made offensively that kind of slowed us down. I thought we played great on the defensive side of the ball. I thought we played well on special teams. Also, we like you said, we scored on our first possession, and then kind of had some trouble, really moving the ball as well as we would have wanted to in the next couple of possessions. But as far as it being week 11, I agree with Tyler. That is something that I've always noticed. Also, is that compared to week 10, week 11, it really feels like a JV game in the stadium. Now, I would say that it seemed to me this year that we had a pretty nice crowd comparatively for week 11 crowd. And our people in the press box played music pregame, which sometimes they don't during an OHSA playoff game, which was nice. So there's some things like that I think we're good. But like I think like for like just as the coaches, we play the game on Saturday, and then we're trying to cram 2 days of work into Sunday basically, and finish that up on Monday. And so you're always working behind over the course of the week. And honestly, once you get to Friday, it's kind of a relief. Finally we're back out on the field and whatnot. But yeah, I think the week 11 thing is real. But it's and I think probably the city feels like that too. Like there's a little bit of a hangover week 11. You put so much energy into that one game, and traditionally that was the last game of the year, which is one of the reasons why it is treated the way it is. That really was the end. It's almost kind of a bowl game type of experience. But that's not the last game anymore.
I've never heard anyone say that before, and you are right. For 80 years, that was the last game of the year.
That was it.
I mean, that's something. I've never thought of that one time. I just didn't understand. I mean, I guess it's a problem in America that we just don't have a memory. Week 11 has always been that way. The first quarter of week playoff game, it's just hard. I wasn't excited for the game. I'll be honest. I was like, oh, we got a game Friday. Like I'd been through all that. I was trying to get that McKinley documentary out. I didn't even want to edit it. You're just tired. It was a long weekend. It's not that we don't love McKinley week and all those things, but it is hard to get up. And they won. They won 41-6.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine, what that game is, and then change the scenario to there's no playoffs, and Massillon and McKinley are the two best teams in the state of Ohio, right? I mean that would be an absolutely incredible experience, right? Week 10, and that's what that game was, for many years. That's what that game was, and we still have a lot of those things, but we also have week 11 now.
So you heard it here first. Next year, Massillon's not playing after week 10. We're just going to see what it's like. We're going to play up to 10. We're not going to playoffs. I think it's a bold choice, and I support your decision. While we're talking about McKinley, I don't know why we are, but I do want to get the players' opinions just because you've been through 4 of them and you went undefeated, and it's worth mentioning. What did that win mean to each of you?
What it meant to me was, it's our senior year, and we had it at home, so it was definitely something to remember. And coming off with a win, just I'll never forget it.
I think what it really means to me is like carrying on the torch from the guys the 8 years before us and like being able to play that our senior year at home. A lot of guys like before us didn't. I mean, half the time they do, half the time they don't. But I mean, we don't really get to control that. But I think it's really a blessing we have to play that at home and go out with a bang and make it 9 in a row and 4 in our career.
Yeah, and to get to share it with your dad, is that add something?
Yeah, I think it does.
Next year, all the dads get to coach because we're not going to playoffs, so it doesn't matter. Now you get to hear from me, which is what everyone loves. I haven't been talking about fan view all year, but now that it's kind of over, I gotta say I'm not a fan of it, and they are still having those announcers call the game. And I saw Jim Ballard earlier today down at the kindergarten at Maslin, and he was going around telling the kids, that's not how you draw a skeleton. That's the ugliest pumpkin I've ever seen. I mean, this guy is so mean to children. He was so mean to that Licking Heights quarterback. And I was so glad he was, because then I'm not talking about Maslin. These are children playing a game. And I think commentators need to understand you're not there to criticize children. You're there to call the game. And I'm not a fan of Jim Ballard. No comment needed from anyone. I've just been wanting to say that all year. And if Jim is looking for a job where you can criticize someone, sorry, my father-in-law already has that job. But if he retires, I'll let you know. So that's my bit that I've been sitting on for a while. But I think that's why people online are complaining about Maslin. I believe that wholeheartedly. All the comments online are from people who are watching the game at home, and this guy just picks apart everything, and I can't stand it. Wait a minute, I gotta check the rule book. Was I allowed to say that? Yes, I was. I like this new rule that we can get the rule book out, Coach. So please.
That may be my favorite. I knew the rule book was going to come out when Chip went over to Nate, and then Nate walked out. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but nobody knows the rule book more than Nate Moore and probably Chip. Like, I was like, he's going to tell them the page number and where to find it.
Yeah, please tell me the whole story, Coach. What happened with the rule book? How did it come out? Who gave it? How did you know to take the timeout? Did we lose a timeout? I want to hear the whole thing. Go.
Well, first of all, nobody knows the rule book more than Chip Robinson. Chip's a rule book expert. His dad is a referee, still refs. He was a rules interpreter for like 30 years, I think Chip said. I feel like I'm pretty well versed in the rules also. But Chip's a really smart guy and really smart coach. And, he does know the rule book really, really well. But what happened on the field was we were doing a check with me where we don't run a play. We go through our cadence, see if we can draw the defense off sides. And if we don't, then we call a play. And our tight end, who was on the end of the line, he had his hand down when we were going through our cadence. And then after our cadence was over and we were calling a play, he stood up to see the sideline, to see the signal. The offensive line, who puts their hands down, they have to keep their hand down. They're not allowed to pick their hand up once they put it down. Anyways, the line judge on the other side of the field called us for
false start.
Yeah, false start, essentially. Illegal procedure, I think is technically what it would be. because of the tight end picked his hand up. And so that's who they called the penalty on. So I called a timeout for a conference with the referee. If you ask him to get out the rule book and you're wrong, then it costs you another timeout, right? So I felt very confident that they had applied a rule incorrectly. It wasn't a judgment call, right? This is a rule applied incorrectly. And so we asked them, do they get out the rule book? And they're supposed to have the rule book with them and be able to find the rule. And Chip is in charge of our rule book. And so I had Chip get out the rule, and he's looking to try to find the rule. It's there's a million rules, right? So it gets difficult right there in the moment to find the exact rule. But we found it before they did. Chip found it. And we were able to give it to the guy on our side, and he was able to walk it out to the referee and let him know that here's the rule, and the tight end's uncovered, and he is allowed to pick his hand up. And so they changed the call.
Has that ever happened to you before in coaching?
I don't think so. We've definitely gotten out the rule book before,
but where they overturned it?
No, I don't think so.
I loved it.
Yeah. What were you thinking, Mookie? Like, what was going on the sidelines when like all that was going on? Because did we score after? I think we scored after.
Yeah, the next play.
Yeah.
Mylan scored, I think.
Okay.
We didn't know what was going on. We were just lost.
You were just lost.
We seen Coach Chip pull up the movement. We were like, oh, it's getting serious.
It's getting serious.
Because we were all confused because like, the tight end wasn't covered, was he? He wasn't.
Yeah, the tight end wasn't covered, so he's allowed to pick.
Yeah, I was saying. So yeah, we were all like lost and shock.
Well, we are thankful for Coach Chip, and I will say that when we jumped, Jim Ballard said, typical Massillon, they always make mistakes like this. It's costing them. They're a penalty-filled team, and then it was recalled, and there was no penalty. Strangely, he had nothing to say about that.
And we scored the next play.
And we scored, but also you would say, my bad, this was me making a mistake. It depends if you have integrity or not. So let's talk about Canal Winchester. This is our next.
We have played them.
He says we have played him. You said we haven't.
I don't think that's where my father-in-law lives. And I don't think we played them while he lived there. So we haven't played them in the last 3 years, have we?
I think it was 22.
Oh, interesting, because I don't remember that, but he'll tell me I was wrong.
I think it was, honestly, Scott, I hate to do this to you, but I think it was kind of a big deal. There was, what was it? Was it the 8? Or was it, that was the 81st win, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was my 81st win.
Oh, so that's funny because I think I was there.
Grab that ball, Tyler. Wait, which one? The one on the right. Yeah. Does it say Canal Winchester?
Bring it here.
Show
Now.
Show Scott on the TV.
Yeah, get it right up there.
There you go. Yeah, it was 22.
Now, Winchester, 22. Now watch this, Jim Ballard. I was incorrect. I just made a mistake. And you know what? Everyone makes mistakes all the time. And you just say, oh, yeah, we played Canal Winchester. I remember that game because I was just crying because I was so happy for Coach Moore breaking that I forgot who he played. I just was blinded by Coach Moore being the #1 winning coach in Massillon.
Funny.
Tell me about Canal Winchester this year. Let's start with you, Mookie. What is their defense like? What do you got to look for? What are you preparing for?
I feel like their defense is pretty solid. Their strongest is like their front, their interior D lineman for sure. But if we play our game and like do what needs to be done, we'll come out with a win for sure.
What about you, Tyler? What does the defense have to do?
We definitely got to stop the run. They're pretty run heavy. I think they're 70% running the ball. So we got to be physical up front. Stop the run. I think we should be good.
So I noticed like the team we played last week, and we have a lot of speed. Do you feel like our speed helps you guys? Like you run across the field. Lennox Lemon is coming across the field. Do you feel like that's a positive?
Do you think that our speed helps us?
Well, I'm just saying playing against this team, like because you ran people down last week.
I think it's a great question. Yeah.
It definitely does. I think we give like everything we've played from Ohio so far. I think we've definitely been faster than them skill wise, and I think it definitely helps us because we limit what we give up when they throw the ball and make it hard and make them. They gotta win. They gotta win by running the ball.
I mean, when you have a running
physically.
team.
No, I get it. You're tossing softball.
Are you saying that was a
No,
good
that was a
question?
great question. Yeah, no,
We were smiling. That was a dumb question.
no, you're getting them talking. That's good.
The question that I was going to ask, Tyler, is I laughed at my pre-joke. I wanted to say, is it better to score more points or less points? But I'm just teasing you, Becca. It was a fine question. I'm just teasing because I'm spicy tonight. I'll edit that out. I won't use that. Tyler, when you're the safety, I think it's incredible how many times you're tackling the runner, which just doesn't seem like it's historically right. Like I think of the safety being the safety valve that's in the back in case someone breaks free, but so many times you're right in there. So how do you know to come up and not leave the back end open?
His dad's yelling at him.
Well, I mean, most of the time, a lot of receivers have like this problem where they don't like to block, so like they'll jog off the ball because they're sick of it. They just want to play pretty boy ball, but most of the time they give it away, make it easy, and then it's a run play. But the safety is really unaccounted for when you run the ball most of the time because like I don't know, they teach O linemen in the box really the second level is linebackers, and that just leaves us unblocked.
Yeah, so defensively, we are a too high shell defense that's primarily quarters coverages, and so in our style of defense, we're trying to make the offense run to the sideline. We're trying to get them to run laterally. We're trying to take away all vertical seams and get them to the unblocked player, which is the safety normally.
Right.
And so Tyler and Trayon or whoever is playing safety for us, if we're doing our job in the run game, they should make a lot of tackles in the run game. Actually,
Did Braylon Tolles block for you to get that touchdown?
Oh yeah.
So just so you know, our wide receivers block.
Yeah, I was accounting.
They're not pretty boys.
Because Mookie was laughing.
our receivers do a really nice job.
And John Quest. Yeah.
Mookie,
Yep.
so he said that he is trying to make the running back go to the side. As a running back, you want to go straight up the middle? Is that your favorite to pound it through? Or do you like going to the side and beating that corner and going?
I like both.
Yeah, I don't accept both as an answer. Like what for you as a player, of course you just want to score, but I'm just saying you're a certain kind of runner. There's a bruiser runner, there's a fast runner. I mean, what do you like to do?
Well, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. And so Mookie, so our run game, anybody's run game that does things well is you're trying to hit vertical seams, right? And so it's not like, okay, you have a running back that's bigger, so he's going to run this way, and you have a running back that's smaller, so he's going to run this way. That's not how it works. That's a NFL films romantic idea of what football maybe is or isn't. But so when we run the football, we have plays that start out going wider, right? But we also have a lot of plays that start out going downhill. And so Mookie's gonna read the blocking scheme, especially more in zone. Well, he's got really different things he's reading in zone versus our gap scheme stuff. but he's always looking for the first vertical seam, even on the outside plays. He's maybe chasing the tackle or he's chasing the tight end or ghost tight end, but he's still looking for his first vertical seam.
Yeah, but I'm asking him what he likes better.
He's not
As a
allowed
It doesn't
runner.
matter what he likes better.
Well, yes, sure it does. Why wouldn't it matter?
because he has to do. He has
Then
to
he
read
better
his
do his
keys.
job.
Well, he's got to do his job, and I can prefer my job. I have to sometimes design books. Sometimes I write books. What do I like to do better? I'd rather write than design. I'm asking him what he likes.
You better like scoring.
This is the
touchdowns.
spiciest Tiger talk we've ever had.
I want to know.
Mookie, what do you like? Huh?
I can't really answer it. I mean, like,
See?
I do both.
See?
Well, what's he going to say? He's going to go against his coach? He
He
doesn't
likes-
want Peyton to
he
get all
likes-
the snaps this week.
Yeah. I do like
Can you
that.
jump backwards over guys and not
What
be
have
hurdle
we
ball?
done?
Like
Like
Barkley?
Saquon?
Yeah, that's what we
No, we have
can't do
different rules.
You couldn't. I mean, when you go backwards.
If they
The
can't
hurdling rule seems like there's a lot of rules that don't make any sense. Or at least there's several rules that don't make any sense. That's one that doesn't make any sense. I don't see how they're, to say that somebody's coming full bore at me and they're taking a shot at my legs, and if I jump, that's a safety hazard. But if I stay down and I got to take that hit right on the side of my legs, that's more safe. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they not be allowed to hurdle?
Well, and I think it's true because, like, I've seen Tyler many times, the tackle already happened and Tyler's coming. He hurdles over that pile so he doesn't hurt anyone or get a late hit. And I'm like, oh, well, that should be a penalty. That's hurdling. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a dumb rule because you want people to hurdle so they don't hurt the other kid.
It seems like it's not a good rule to me.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that rule doesn't exist like that in the NCAA rule book or the NFL rule book.
I mean, I'm saying 49 episodes in, spiciest Tiger Talk we've done. Nate checked Becca. Nate checked me. I took a shot at Nate about being the all-time thing. I busted Mookie right off the bat. Has anyone gone after Tyler?
No, he gets it enough all week. He's good.
I feel like someone, please, Mookie, can you make fun of Tyler just so everyone gets it?
Can't do that.
Oh my gosh. We're wrapping this thing up. I wanted it to be the shortest episode ever, and it was long. Next week, tune in for our 50th anniversary. We're all wearing, or 50th episode, we're all wearing tuxedos. Big deal.
Maybe not.
Right.
Until next time, TIG.
ERS.
Yours.
Oh my God, what has happened to us?